Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
Welcome to the No More Black Tears. It's Verteezy.
What's good, people? C's in the building.
Hey man, how your week been, C's?
A little pretty interesting weekend. Shout out to the IHA Awards. Y'all doing your thing, man. Some things you could work on, man, but you're doing your thing for the city.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Barbershop Talk Live, man. But let's talk about some spoilers, man. As most people probably know, we haven't won for Best Pod yet. That's a spoiler if you didn't go to the show. C's. Talking about spoilers, when you have not seen a movie or a TV show, when is a good time to discuss it with someone?
So if they haven't seen it, and you kind of got to ask them, it's like, are you going to watch it? When do you plan on watching it? And then there's a lot of movies where we're simply like, yo, Wolverine, bro, I don't care. I'm going to watch it anyway. You know how many spoilers it was spoiled for me on the internet? Like, literally, like, the whole Gambit situation, people made memes out of that. So, I mean, I still watched it. I'm not done with the movie yet, but I'm still watching it. And then here's another thing to think about. I just want everybody to think about this. Think about all the movies you've seen in the last 3-4 years where the trailer, after you watch it, you realize the trailer gave the damn movie away.
I say this in 2025/2024 last year. I say, and I felt like this for like at least 2-3 years, I felt like 97% of movie trailers spoil the movie for you because the best stuff being there. But when I was younger, I didn't feel that way back in the day. Like I felt like the trailers gave you just enough to give you an idea what the movie was about. But to be honest, man, a lot of times I won't even watch certain trailers, man, like to certain movies, because I don't want to really, especially like if it's a horror movie or mystery movie, I'm just cool, bruh, just knowing the concept of the movie and just going into it blind, to be honest. Like I prefer when you and Rose would tell me, hey, watch this movie, it's about this, than me going online and looking at the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's and then also like, you're not boxed in as you were as going to see it on DVD, waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray or DVD, and going to the theater. You're not as pressed because now they have straight to streaming services, straight to this, and it's like, oh, well, it's not going to be out on DVD for another month, but it's on Max, it's on Prime, it's on this, it's on that. So
that's a good point. So let me segue with that because you made a good point. You don't no longer have to wait that it's in theaters for 6 months. Let's say 4 to 6 months. Then you got to wait for it to come out on DVD, and it's going to be on DVD for another, let's say, 2 to 3 months before it gets on TV. So you looking at basically about a year, let's say at best 8 months, but you're looking at about a year before the movie comes out. Whereas now, like I think the second Black Panther, it hit Disney Plus a month and a half, 2 months after it released from theaters. So with that being said, if you have not seen a movie, if I have not seen a movie, when is it okay for you to be like, yo, I'm gonna talk about the movie because I feel like you've had ample time to watch it if you really want to watch it?
If it's different, like if it's 3 of us and we're having a conversation, 2 of us are having a conversation, and then we start talking about a movie, you're like, wait, what movie? You're doing, let's just say you're looking at your phone or something, and then you finally start actually listening, and you're like, wait, what movie is this? Oh, such and such. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. It's kind of up to the person discussing. It's like, yo, okay, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. Okay. We do that a lot.
So it's been 2 months. You and me is talking about a movie. Rose says, hey, I haven't seen it yet. Is it on him to exit the conversation, or is it on us to basically cease the conversation?
Either or. I don't really see a preference. It's really a personal preference because, like, I don't give like. There's some movies I don't give a damn if you tell me the whole story. Because guess who's?
But what if it's a movie that you do give a damn about?
I might tell you like, yo, I haven't seen it yet. Can y'all? If you don't mind, yo.
What if it's been out 3 months?
Still, it could be like, yo, I plan on watching it. It's like, yo,
and that's why I kind of verge off in the conversation because I feel like
here's another thing though. You act like you're not gonna talk to this person again. You can't just hold a conversation, switching gears real quick.
I mean, yeah, I can probably hold the conversation, but if it's a movie that you claim that you want to see, and the movie's been accessible, let me make that clear, accessible for 3 months.
Okay, like that's the difference. That's the difference. Like let's take Gladiator 2 for instance.
Yeah, it's been on Prime for about a month now.
Yeah, and I watched it like the second week. So it came out in like what, October, November last year?
Last year, yes.
I waited. It literally came out. I'm surprised I didn't hear any spoilers about it. The whole time it was in theaters, I heard nothing about it. Some people were like, oh, it was mid. Some people it was great. Some people was like, oh, it wasn't historically inaccurate. So I heard like different things about it, but I heard no that movie, this one particular movie, I heard no spoilers about. Then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, quick spoiler if you're listening to the pod right now, the only spoiler I heard about the movie was that Denzel killed somebody.
Maybe we can put two and two together. When they put they say who he was.
If you watch the first Gladiator,
it's a Roman movie.
It's a Roman movie. You should have an idea that Denzel probably killed at least one nigga in the movie. But that was the only spoiler I heard. But I'm just saying, man, back to the conversation about streaming apps, man. I just feel like if it's been on the streaming service for 2 to 3 months, like obviously you're not serious about seeing the movie.
Here's another factor too, though. Not everybody has everything.
Yeah, you might.
It's like, be like, yo,
not have everything, but in 2025, either your cousin got it, your auntie got it, your uncle got it, your brother, your sister, your homeboy, your homegirl. Somebody got one of these apps for you to watch a movie on, you know. And if you really want to see it, you're gonna go out your way to see it. Like, you know, why should I hold my conversation about a movie that I'm excited about because you didn't take the time?
I will say this too, though. There was a lot of times when I want to say like 2021 was the era. Like there were a lot of movies I wanted to see, but they weren't on streaming apps yet, and the streams online weren't at the quality that I wanted.
That's different, bro. Because I'm not gonna tell no one to watch a bootleg movie, but I'm talking about if it's on Max, Prime, Netflix,
it's like
come on,
I don't have that, and it's like, but I'll watch something else. Well, what I do have, like when I had Netflix, I watched then I cut Netflix, raised the price. I got Prime. You know, I was focusing on Prime, so there was shows and movies and old movies. Like Prime used to have Prime was Prime for old movies, like any throwbacks or classics. Like movies you ain't thought about in like 10 years, I will go back and watch that instead. Hey, you've been watching the show? No, I've been watching this on Prime. Or, oh, no, I've been watching this on Apple, whatever. You know what I mean? So now it's like that. Like I watch stuff instead. Unless it's like Gladiator 2 is like, that was a movie I wanted to watch. I was about to pay for the $4.99 to rent it.
And that's what I mean. You wanted to watch it, so when it came out, you didn't wait a whole month.
But I stopped doing that shit. Let me tell you why.
But I'm not talking about the paying. I'm talking about you. You said when it dropped on Prime, within the first week you watched it.
Let me tell you, but let me segue into a little mini story. When Equalizer 3 came out, I paid $4.99 for like the 5-day rental. The next day, that shit dropped on Prime. You know how fucking mad I was?
Yeah, you probably was paying.
Yeah, I want my funky $5 because I paid for.
But if it's a movie you want to watch, hey man, it's been times where I've contemplated paying $3.99 or $4.99 for a movie that I want to watch, man. But like if it's like I'm be honest, I feel like once a certain time passed, bro, I'm not finna stop y'all from having a conversation. Like you and Rose have talked about Snowfall around me. Y'all talked about Power around me. You've never heard me once say, "Oh, I plan to watch that show. Don't spoil this for me. Don't spoil that for me, or whatever."
Man, that show been out. It's been done and over for years. So.
I'm just saying, I've been part of.
That's a little bit different. I will say shows are a little bit different because it's like when it's been a 2-3 year period, when it's been years, no harm, no foul. When it's been like movies, I feel you. I get where you come from.
Yeah, I've been part of conversations with people where I'm talking about a movie that's been out for 6 months and it's only say, well, don't spoil it. And I'm like, it's been out for 6 months. How long do you want me not to talk about it because you're too lazy to go just watch the goddamn movie, bro?
Because I was watching something else.
But so
you're now in the era of alternatives. You watch this, I watch that.
And then guess what? You are alternatively choosing for the movie to be spoiled for you voluntarily. Plus, like you and me talked about this off the pod, with the advent of social media, like from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter to YouTube,
you're just gonna get spoiled
like,
anyway.
You know how many times I've gotten a movie's been in theaters? I remember Infinity War. Quick thing, I remember Infinity War. People was live streaming Infinity War and posting clips, like posting 3-5 minute clips from the theater on Facebook. People was going on Facebook Live showing the movie, spoiling the movie. People, do you know on TikTok, some people be hacking the system where they be showing movies on TikTok. They're still in the theaters.
That was the thing in like 2018. You could literally go on Facebook. It was, for me, it was Facebook. That was where people did it. They would have live streams and they'd be like, now showing Black Panther. I'm like, I started watching the movie. Like, why not? It was one of those great bootleg views where one or two people stood up and walked away, but it was like they had it cropped, the picture cropped perfectly on the screen. Like they sat in like the middle row or whatever, had this shit. And I'm just like, why am I not going to watch this movie? This is free versus me going to the theater.
I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is, with because of social media, it's almost impossible to not be spoiled by something.
I'm surprised people still do that shit. Side note, I'm still surprised people still do that shit.
No, yo, TikTok people do it, man.
That's
like
crazy.
And that's just the live streaming. Let's now talk about the memes. I remember when the Deadpool Wolverine movie came out, and I had not been that excited for a movie in a long time. I was doing my best to not really let social media fuck it up for me, and social media TikTok fucked me up. And I'm not even, people was not even saying no spoiler. I was on TikTok. The first meme I saw was when I'm at Waffle House and the waitress sees me, and it was Channing Tatum as Gambit saying, "Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself in here." That let me know, oh shit, they got Channing Tatum to finally play Gambit. And then the second one was when everybody thought I was done fucking with my girl, and then guess what it had? It had Blade turning the corner. It had Wesley Snipes as Blade turning the corner with the music playing, and that was the meme. And I'm like, oh damn! So they got Wesley as Blade now.
That's the only.
Yeah. He said in the movie, bruh, that he's the only Blade there's ever gonna be. But the point is, both of those like little memes right there spoiled it for me, and I was like, fuck! I already knew it. I still watched it, but I didn't have that same initial reaction you have when you see it for the first time.
You know what's even worse is even the comic, like the people, like the comic books and like the movie reviewers, they spoil it for you too. Hey, guess what? Spoiler alert! Don't look. I'm not paying attention to your two little stars that say spoiler. I'm gonna look anyway. They said Blade was in the movie. They said Gambit was in the movie. They said Elektra was in the movie. I'm like,
I mean, but if you make an attempt to say spoiler alert or you put it caption spoiler alert, I'm not going to really be critical of you.
Unless you write it on big ass letters before you show the clip that says spoiler, nobody's looking at the comments. You're going to read the comment anyway. At least I am.
I mean, for some of the stuff, man, you got to be careful of. If a movie's big enough, like I'm a wrestling fan, for example, and sometimes I can't watch a wrestling event live. Yeah. Okay? And because I can't watch it live, I would literally just not get on TikTok or Instagram for until a couple hours until I can watch it.
I can't watch this.
Yeah, because I don't want the ending of a match spoiled for me, so I'll just wait, man.
And it's like everything's so instant now. It's like you couldn't watch the Super Bowl, let's just say, or you missed one of the big plays, and you don't get to see the replay of that highlight till the next day or the end of game highlights. It's like, damn, I missed that play. I'm at the point, this is just how I feel. I don't care because I'm gonna watch it anyway because I want to put two and two together. I want the whole story.
Yeah, man. But some of the stuff, bro, it's like the storytelling or just the live reaction to stuff. Like I'm be honest, man, because you brought up, the Super Bowl in sports. It's so crazy to me, man, when you watch movies and you hear stories from people who used to record a game while they were sleeping or while they was at work, and then basically try to come home and watch the game and did their best to not be spoiled. I want to say it was made with children. He recorded some game, and literally before he got he went the whole day for the movie to not be spoiled. And then right when he got home and he cut it on, I think his wife said, "Oh yeah, you watching that game? It's a good game. Son, such and such won on the late second drive," and then he cut it off.
You nigga was pissed too, bro. I remember that clip.
I couldn't even remember. My bad.
It was probably a Bears game.
I couldn't even fathom doing that for a sporting event. Saying I'm just going to go ahead and watch a recording of it and then not and hope it's not spoiled for me.
But didn't think it's not. It wasn't just games. It was shows like syndicated shows like let's just I don't know MASH or something like Miami Vice back in the day. You recording that, it's like oh, what happened on this episode of Miami Vice this week or NY Undercover, NYPD Blue. One of those shows they come on weekly, but it's like so good you want to watch it, but then you go to work next day. Sasha and Tommy are sitting there talking about that shit at the water fountain.
But don't you think? And I'm gonna say this right. I think that's the only negative part about social media as well as streaming apps. Streaming apps when it comes to TV shows and movies, because you don't miss that feeling of when a Dave Chappelle episode dropped for the first time or a Boondocks episode dropped for the first time, and we went to school and everybody was talking about the episode. And everybody's making jokes from the episode.
I mean, that's the thing too, though, because now.
And if you didn't see it, now you can't be part of those conversations.
So now another thing is I don't know. I haven't had this conversation with anybody that's Gen Z. Like my little cousin that's 21, 22. We just don't. We haven't had the conversation because, like, all right, like let's say anime. Let's say it's one that I plan on watching. He'll tell me, but he was like, wait, have you seen it? And I'm like, no. He was like, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Because he was talking to it with his girlfriend.
Because it's at your leisure.
And then it's like, okay, the ones I have seen, it's like, yo, I'm on season 2. I watched the movie, but I didn't watch the show. Or I watched the show, but I didn't watch the movie. He was like, man, the movie's basically just all the episodes combined into like an hour setting. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm not missing anything, not seeing the movie. And it's just like, that's what I can draw from the conclusions. They don't have those same type of they ain't got to deal with it like we had to. Or like, or like they have to deal with it like they had in the 90s and the 80s where you had a VHS.
It also wasn't a bit like, so I'm going to say this right here. Like before streaming apps became popular, when I used to go to work when I was younger, if a movie dropped, everybody talked about it that next day or within 2 days. If a TV show episode aired, because they didn't. It's not like HBO or Max or Stars was just dropping the whole season, on February the 14th. No, episode 1 dropped, and you waited till the next week for episode 2 to drop. So like when the next time you saw people, y'all talked about the episode because y'all saw it in real time because you had to watch the episode at that slotted time on that sliding channel. You might get lucky because some channels, if the episode came on at 8, then it'll replay maybe 2, 3 in the morning or whatever, and you can catch it or whatever. Whereas now, take Squid Games. Squid Games is Netflix's most popular show ever. And I saw Squid Games, I want to say a year after everyone else saw it. And I had nobody in none of my jobs, nobody in my circle talking about Squid Games. Because the whole season just drops at once. And then so like literally, I watched it and I binged it. Like people be binge watching a lot of these shows now. So I feel like the urgency to watch a show is not the same as it was when we was younger.
And that's another thing too, because you got some shows they drop the whole season. Then you have other shows where you literally have to watch week to week.
And then the speculation isn't the same because a lot of shows will leave you on a cliffhanger. So you go to school the next day or you go to work the next day and you and your people, maybe you talking to your friends on the phone and y'all speculating, hey man, Johnny fell off that cliff, but they didn't show him. Do you think he's really dead? Like the speculation was there versus now, like you can binge watch it. So it's like there's like how can it be a cliffhanger when you can click on episode 3 and immediately see what happened?
Yeah, it's to the I'm to the point to where I'm naturally inclined. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna watch that, bro. Like I'm like, yo, whatever. Speaking of this stuff that just came out recently, The Gorge on Apple TV. I can't think of the dude's name, but he's been in a lot of shows and a lot of movies. Decent actor, in my opinion. The Gorge, different than what I thought it was, but at the same time, some of the things I'm like, okay, cool. But it was like, it was a good movie. Apple doing their thing, man. Like, I was surprised with Wolves. Wolves should have been in theaters. They fucked it up and had it released on Apple TV, but Wolves was good with Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and then The Gorge. Like, if you don't have Apple TV, I'm like, maybe just add it for a month or two, binge watch everything you want to watch. But as far as like sci-fi or anything like that, dope. Gladiator, we were just talking about Gladiator. Was it really spoiled for me? Not really. It wasn't. I just recently watched Deadpool 4. I mean, I ain't finished the movie, but I mean, there was
you just started Deadpool 3 at all, and you ain't even finished it.
I was like the shit I expected to see was in there, and then there was other parts where people didn't spoil, and I'm like, out of all the shit y'all told us, y'all didn't tell me this. I'm like, a certain X-Men's sibling, the other sibling was a powerful.
Nigga, you could just say it, nigga, bro.
His sister.
I was about to say, because if you're listening to us talk right now and you have not seen Deadpool 3, okay, shame on you. But either you don't want to watch it, and if you say you want to watch it, shame on you, because it's been out, like over a year now? It came out, last February, I think?
Yeah, and then, like, I'm the same way with the new Captain America. I'm, like, on the fence, because, like, I actually went out of my way to avoid spoilers. I've seen a lot of stuff, but this one I actually want to. I'm gonna wait for it to come out to Disney Plus, but at the same time, like I'm not gonna be opposed to somebody spoils it. There's some movies you want to see it, and there's other movies you're just like, I don't care, man. I'm gonna watch it anyway. Or guess what? It was so bad, I don't even want to watch it no more. Like I don't care. Like this movie was so trash, and it had been spoiled. I knew this movie. It would have been a waste of my money or my time to go see it or watch it.
So let me ask you a question before we move on. What's a movie or a show that got spoiled for you, and it was probably like the worst spoiler ever? Like it really pissed you off, or it just really made you not really want to even watch it now.
Black Panther 2.
What was the spoiler in the movie?
What you mean? What wasn't spoiled? I see blue people coming out the water turning into
That was the trailer.
Aztec. Nah, bro. I seen stuff I wasn't supposed to see. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, and then like people had like the whole bash. Then it's not the fact that people just spoil it. They bash the movie, then tell you why, and you like, damn, that makes me not want to support the movie because the messaging. And it was literally like, now you got Mexicans and Native Americans fighting black people. And I'm just like, damn, Marvel, you fucked up. I can't support this shit. But I ain't going to say, what I am excited for, I hope they didn't spoil the movie. When Sinners comes out, bro, Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, what's his name? What's his last name? Ryan Coogler. And Michael B. Jordan. This next one, it just looks good, bro. I'm avoiding spoilers. I just want to see that one, bro. Whether it's in theaters or it's at streaming service, I'm watching that for sure.
I feel like the worst type of movie you could spoil for someone is either a mystery movie, like a movie where there's a mystery to be solved, like the detective movies. But definitely to me, I would say
horror.
Yeah, I think horror, and that's what it would be for me, man. Because recently I wanted to see. This was like a couple years ago when they dropped Scream 4. Because I kept up with the whole franchise, and I have not seen it just because someone had told me a character that was going to die, and another character that was going, and they told me who the killer was going to be.
But
And those two things, and I saw it online, and those two things right there, like I mean, what's the point of me watching the movie? Because like, yeah, I can, like you tried to say earlier in the conversation, I still want to see how you get there. But now when I'm watching it, for me, I'm gonna see the killer, and the killer's gonna be innocent the whole movie. But instead of me being surprised, I know what's happening. So I'm gonna see all these smaller details up to the reveal, where it's like, man, bro, I would have missed that had I not known. And then I'm gonna get invested in a character, but well, my bad. I'm gonna not get invested in this character because I know they're gonna die. Because that's another thing about horror movies. You get invested in certain characters. You like, man, I really want this nigga to live, or I really want that bitch to live. Like I remember when I saw I still know what you did last summer. I really didn't want Brandy to die. And once again, this movie is like 20 fucking years old. So if you haven't seen it, spoiler. The black chick lives. So when I found out that she was alive in the movie, I was fucking thrilled that she fucking lived, man.
I mean, okay, so last horror movie that got spoiled for me was, matter of fact, what I started doing was I used to try to avoid them, but like sometimes movies would come up and it'd be like one of those descriptions like where they show you like it's an AI voice or somebody narrating it and they tell you the story as it goes. It's like a 10-15 minute clip and they tell you what happens in the movie. It's like, damn, this seems like a good movie. I don't feel like watching it right now. I'm gonna just watch this clip. And then it spoils it. It was basically this girl inherited a hotel or a building from her dad. Her best friend was a black chick, but it has nothing to do with the story. But basically, she inherited the hotel from her dad. Her dad was like, "Oh, he never goes down here. Don't open this door." What did she do? Stupid chick, horror movie. She opens the
White
door.
bitch.
Yeah,
Cool.
opens the door. It's like some ghost or something. But then there's like she's apparently the good ghost, and then there's a bad ghost trying to get them. And long story short, it's like it spoiled the movie. Like I would watch the movie, but I know what
So the
happens.
trailer spoiled the movie for you?
Nah, it was like one of the people doing the reviews,
Oh,
like
so
the
why
YouTube.
why is you watching the review if you don't want it to be spoiled to you?
Oh, I was like, whatever. Because this movie came out a year ago, and I'm like, I might as well watch it. And then there was another one. There was another one where basically the chicks was adopted. She was her dad's, like, he had an affair. She was like adopted. For some reason, she got the most money out of everybody. And it was like this three-way split where like the brother and the sister didn't care about the money. They were just like, yeah, I just want to continue to be rich. I miss my dad, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The mom was like, nah, I need to get all this money back. Why is the bastard getting all the money? And then it's like this whole spiel. The butler ends up getting killed, which was the dude from Rock, the brother from Rock. I can't think of his name. Great actor, by the way. But he was like, one of her. He basically helped raise her, so she trusted him. And then he was like, "Don't do this." He ends up getting killed early in the movie, and this whole fallout. And then like basically the dad had this nigga locked up in the basement of some house, and the dude lied to the main character and said, I'm not gonna tell. And he ends up being a fucking serial killer that fucked up their dad's life. And it was like, basically, the dad should have killed him, but he didn't. He just locked this nigga up. It was a long story short. It just ended the movie. And I'm like, seems like a great movie, but now that I've seen it, I'm not gonna watch it. Then there's other movies where I'm like, damn, I need to watch this movie. Even though I know what happens, I still gotta watch it. So it's hit or miss. I can't say
A lot of times, spoilers can blow up your anticipation for a movie, man. So speaking of blowing things up, moving on to TNT.
boom.
So recently, Katie made the 30K club. So he's the eighth player in NBA history to be part of this exclusive club. He joins LeBron James, Kareem, Karl Malone, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Dirk, and Wilt Chamberlain to have scored 30K. He's less than 2,000 away from Wilt and Dirk, and around less than 3,000 away from Michael Jordan to keep on climbing.
Before we start, let me ask you a question. Do you look at do you compare eras? Like if someone did it something in the 90s or the 60s and the 70s compared to now, does that affect how you grade them as a player on your list?
I do in football. I really don't in basketball. Not too much. The only time I do it in basketball, like football, I don't. I do feel like, yeah, man, certain errors because of how physical football is, the contact matters, man, and the rule changes have fucked the game up. And basketball, I'm not showing it's going to be like hand checking did this and all that other stuff. Now, the 60s, everything before the 70s, to me, that's just different. Now, 70s to now, which is modern basketball to me, I'm not finna nitpick on rule changes and different errors like that.
I look at the eras different. I say 85 and up is like considered modern basketball to me. But it's like you got to remember, Wilt played in the split era. He played in the 60s and the 70s. So it's like he was balling before they had a 3-point shot. So I mean, half of his points.
Yeah, if you played in the 60s, bruh, and most of your career was not in the 70s, like I said, I put you in just a different category.
And I will say this before we start breaking down numbers, I will say I hold Wilt in a different category, and I'm not gonna say higher, but in a different like. We always say it, Django. You can't treat this nigga like any of the other niggas because he ain't like none of the other niggas. And I've yet to be proven wrong. Wilt Chamberlain is not like any of these other niggas on the court and off the court.
So speaking of that, man, I got tears because I think this is a great achievement for KD. When KD first came in the league, he was an effortless scorer, and that's something that I just felt like KD just always had the ability to do. As far as like where I would rank him, I got him right in that top 10 conversation. In no particular order, it's Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Duncan, Kareem, Steph, Shaq, Bird, and then right at that 10th spot is when it gets tricky because at 10 it's kind of him and Hakeem, and there's gonna be people that's gonna be like, well, Hakeem won, I think, 4 Defense Player of the Year, I think 1 or 2 MVPs, 2 Finals MVPs, championship stuff. I kind of don't really like putting too many centers in my top 10 because of the way the position is itself. So I feel like it's easier to dominate the game as a center, even though Hakeem was kind of in the era where other centers was great. So I probably would give KD a slight nod over Hakeem, to be honest, because when I watch KD play, and I didn't really get to watch prime Hakeem, I'm going to be honest. Like, I wish Rose was here. I wish Juiceman was here because they probably got to see prime Hakeem and maybe they would give me more pushback. I didn't get to watch prime Hakeem. I watched KD's entire career. I even watched, a little bit of his career at Texas, bro. He's always been able to score the ball. Like someone that's 7 feet tall, can shoot, handle the ball the way he handles, can get to the basket. And when he wants to play defense, he can play defense. Like, to me, when he went to Golden State, he was obviously the difference maker because he put those teams way over the edge. When he was OKC, I felt like we got to see amazing basketball from him. And I've only seen him get shut down one time in the playoff series. And that was against the Celtics when he was with, I want to say, the Nets. His last year with the Nets, I want to say. Besides that, I've never seen a player or a team have an answer for KD consistently. I will say this, and I'm gonna let you go. It's sad because everyone I said in my top 10, I feel like the only person that, if we just watching basketball and we just like looking at the fact that they both kind of are in the same era, that he should easily be ahead of Steph. But what Steph has done for the game of basketball, the fact that he got 2 league MVPs, one of them being unanimous, and then the fact that Steph has just shown himself to be a winner, which I don't want to say KD's not a winner, but Steph has shown the ability to lead teams to the championship, to lead a team to a 73-9 record, to be the best player on those teams. That one Finals MVP he doesn't have with the Iggy got, I feel like Steph should have got it. So that's not a knock to me. I look at it like Steph really got 2 Finals MVPs. And the fact that KD had to join his team to get those 2 rings, and the fact that Ty Lue even said, bro, most of the defense was focused around Steph, and that allowed KD to open up, man. So, yeah, man, I feel like KD, I don't want to say he's underachieved, but What I thought I want to say this, once he won that first league MVP in OKC, if you would have told me in 2025, because he won that league MVP, I want to say 2012, 2013, you know, if you would have told me he would retire with one league MVP and he would not have a championship without Steph Curry as a teammate, I would say you're a fucking liar.
Everybody's career is not gonna pan out like you think it would, especially now. In this era, it's like there's players that should have been had rings, been had all the accolades, should have had defensive player, MVP, scoring records. They should be balling. I mean, among injuries and other stuff going on, people switching teams, like OKC when they had the big three, they were the other big three: Harden, Russell Westbrook, KD. We thought that was like the next. Oh, it's over. It's over.
That's what I'm saying. When they lost that finals, did you think that them niggas was not gonna win a ring?
Nah.
Like I thought it was gonna be back next year.
And then when I thought they're breaking the Beatles up again, they broke the Beatles up, and now we got to take it to another era. They're breaking up Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or whatever big band you can think of. Like that was at the highest of their high, and then they announced after their best selling record.
To be honest, man, most people probably would say the best example would be the Beatles because the Beatles had multiple stars.
That's what I'm saying. So I like they're breaking. So we had the Beatles, and then we got the second generation of the Beatles, like the new current era.
Yeah.
Like we could say, like if it was like 2000s, we got our own Beatles. We appreciate the past, but we got our own. They broke them up, which these guys all have done their own thing and their own accolades. Like you can talk
all are league MVPs.
Talk shit about Russell Westbrook all you want.
But let's be fair now. The James Harden that won that MVP in Houston was not the James Harden that left OKC. Let's for the people that's listening, because some people don't keep up with basketball in terms of 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. That's not the same James Harden. He was coming off the bench.
He did, and I'll say this: it helped him grow as a player because it was like he had Russell and he had KD. He didn't need to do it. When he went to Houston, it was like, oh nah,
I'm be honest, I didn't know he could score like that, bro. When he was in OKC, he was more a facilitator when he got on the court with them guys, and people forget that James was more a facilitator. But back to KD though, man, because this is his moment, man. I got a question, man, because when I look at my top 12. I get to 11, it's Jokic and Giannis. And at 12, I'm not going to lie, some people are going to feel some type of way. All the niggas that played before the 70s, all y'all niggas can fight for that 12th spot, bro. Because I don't want to figure out what to do with Bill, what to do with Oscar Robertson, and what to do with Will, and what to do with Jerry West. I don't want to figure out what to do with them niggas, bro.
I'm ashamed of you right now. No, Dr. J.
Dr. J would be like number 13 for me, man, because his career is split between the ABA and the NBA, and it's hard to rectify, man. But this is my question right here, because I feel like the answer is yes.
Well,
KD is pretty much done. His career is pretty much done. Like, there's not too much he can do in the next couple of years to improve his ranking. Do you think Jokic and Giannis catch him in the all-time rankings if they haven't already caught him?
They have.
Remember, Jokic is the three-time MVP. Three-time MVP, and Giannis is a two-time MVP. And they both got a championship with the teams that drafted him. Giannis got a defensive player of the year.
Definitely has the potential, and probably might. I'm leaning on the side of he might surpass KD. And then we're in the era, people are getting numbers faster than they ever had before. That's another thing we don't think about. Like,
so is it about numbers from you, or are you just? Because I'm just saying, like,
in the current era,
when you do your top, let's say in 5 years from now, when you do your top 10, do you think KD will hold both them niggas off?
Yeah, to me, yeah. He's only 36.
I'm be honest, bro.
No. Let me finish.
I can make the argument Jokic already caught that nigga.
Let me finish though. Historically, in my book, because this is what I say from KD was one of my favorite players for a time. The DC Sniper was his nickname. Was the DC Sniper. He was balling. People are always gonna it's always gonna be a knock on his name. You had to leave and go to another All-Star team. When the true story is he carried that team. Without him, the Golden State Warriors wouldn't have got another one. I'm not that year they wouldn't have got another one. What I'm saying is he went to the team and got them that ring. I'm not saying
he made it easier.
They wouldn't have got that shit without him.
Bro, they had just lost a 7-game series to LeBron and Kyrie, who had the greatest team. Like in terms of two players in the finals, they was both dropping 40 like 3 games in a row.
I still stand by my statement. They wouldn't have got it.
That was an injured Steph Curry. I don't even want to talk about the fact that you watch that series, you can tell Steph Curry is not right.
They wouldn't have got it without him. Is all I'm saying. And then that's the part. The problem with our era is they open up the door for people to leave and jump teams, and it's like for KD to win another championship, or even just to get his numbers up to where I think he should, he's gonna have to leave Phoenix. That's the honest truth. He's gonna have to leave Phoenix. He's not. He should probably go to a team like OKC or I don't know. What are some of the youngest teams? He should probably go to some
Cavs.
Like he should go to a young team where he's able to coach these guys, not coach them, but improve the players around him and still do his thing. Because it's KD. KD's gonna get buckets. Like he's gonna get buckets. He's gonna
taxes score. And KD's gonna score his points.
It's like you do what you need to do. He's gonna score his points regardless. And it's just like he's 36. I say he probably gonna retire at like 42. He's a
42.
42.
LeBron's 40 right now.
I'm saying KD gonna be one of them guys. He ain't gonna stop playing until he gets injured. And it's like, my knees.
Is he gonna still be productive?
My knees. And he gonna be like, my knees, come off the bench and shoot threes, buckets all day off the bench.
I'm gonna say this when we move on. TTK gonna understand this. When I used to play 2K back in the day, 2K12, 2K13, and my play used to be in the league for like 20 years. I used to see certain niggas around year 15, like a KD or LeBron, and I used to see them when I'm playing against other teams. I saw LeBron James come off the bench for Dallas, and I looked at his stats for the season. He was averaging like 10 points. Like, these niggas is not gonna do that, bro. I cannot see LeBron and KD playing till they Charles Barkley. When Charles Barkley was averaging like 5 points a game.
LeBron's ego driving to do it, but he's gonna be like, all right, it's time to hang it up. KD gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna have to be walking off the court in crutches every game. To me, I'm not, no disrespect to any player. He comes from an era where I felt like just basketball, whether it was on the way you played the game and the way you live your life, pure fucking hooper. I don't give a shit about none of this other drama going on. I just want to play basketball. That's it. And he's like the last of that era, I feel like.
All right, man. So KD's arguably top 10. Moving on to someone who might be arguably top 10 in their craft, 50 Cent. So 50 Cent and Big Meech have been beefing online. Big Meech recently came home. We covered that on a previous episode. Go back to that episode and listen out how our reactions for that was. Apparently, Big Meech, was supposed to have a welcome home party. Rick Ross gave him some money. And I think he made a social media post about it. Rick Ross made a social media post about it. So then 50 Cent responded, basically calling Big Meech a snitch. And apparently he said something to Little Meech to have Little Meech basically go online crying saying, yo, man, I done always fucked with you. I ain't never did nothing wrong. How could you do this? My dad had to pay bills and this and that. How you gonna do me like this? Why you gonna treat me like this? And then that's when 50 Cent also added, man, never forget that Lil Meech dated Rick Ross, that daughter or whatever back in the day. Yeah, 50 posted the little video or pics of them together. So finally, Big Meech had to get online and say, hey, man, I never told, I never folded, and I never will, definitely for this honor to address the little rumors. Hey, man, I got tears of laughter, man, because I just feel like, bruh, as somebody who's pretty much watched 50's whole career, man, 50's a petty motherfucker. And 50, bruh, let me keep real. Like, Vlad said this recently, man, and Fat Joe said it too. And Fat Joe said that he would trade 100 niggas for Tony Yayo. Because Tony Yayo, his superpower is his loyalty. How loyal he is. 50 Cent really values niggas' loyalty. So like if you fuck with me. You cannot kick it with someone you know I'm not cool with. You can't even have conversations. Like don't come back to me saying, yeah, man, you know that nigga that they don't fuck with you, Vertizi? Yeah, man, I saw that nigga at McDonald's and we chopped it up for a few minutes and he wanted me to tell you this. Hold up, bruh. Why you had a conversation with the nigga? You ain't standing on business.
What if the nigga say I want to squash the beef?
Then you need to come back and tell me that, but you don't need to tell me this nigga said fuck you, you a fat piece of shit and all this other stuff. Nah, bro, why you having a conversation with the nigga, man? So I got tears of laughter because I expect this from 50, bro. If you show any signs of being disloyal, then hey man, it's fuck you, bro, because you know me and Rose have seen The Godfather of Harlem, and one of my favorite scenes in it is when you know the little white dude that he tries to form a relationship with says to his best friend, hey man, I start questioning our friendship. And whenever I question a friendship is over. He shoots the nigga in the head. If I got a question where we stand, then we don't stand nowhere. I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna let you say, hey, you can't stand next to me. Stand over there. Cause I question your loyalty to me.
There is way too much money and everything and all parties invested. Like I got tears because I'm never gonna get BMF season 3. That's the only reason why I got tears. All this other shit, fuck y'all, man. Like 50 Cent.
Spoiler alert: Big Meech goes to jail. My bad, prison.
Yeah, in the 2000s. 20 years later, nigga, you way off. Nigga, we still in the early 90s.
I'm just saying, like, bro, we don't need season 5, season 6. We know he gets locked up.
Can we build though? The storytelling, can we build? And then like just 50 Cent, like, dude, like you grade A troll. I would hate to have beef with 50. Cause I'd probably take the higher road and be like, I don't want beef with you, dude. Like, and it's like sometimes it gets to the point to where it's like, you're childish. This shit ain't funny, bro. Like you try to clown people, 50. It ain't funny no more, man. Like you're too old for this shit. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's like I don't know. I'm getting money anyway, and it's like all the beef he's had, and like nobody cares about this, bro. And like people snitching until it's been verified. You ain't got the paperwork. You ain't did nothing, man. And it's like 50 Cent. When the last time you been in the streets, bro? You want to call out Officer Ricky? When the last time you been in the streets? And it's like, who's the only person left in G Unit? Tony Yayo.
You loyal.
When the last time the niggas probably hung around each other? Probably been a while. So I mean, it's how do you look at it? It's like, hey, bro, the one person that's really suffering from this shit that really had potential to go somewhere is Little Meech. It's just like, bro, even if you had beef with his dad, bro, that's his dad. What you want him to do? You want him to pick you over his dad? You might have did a lot for him, but that's still his name, his namesake. Nigga, he called himself Little Meech. What are you gonna call himself? 50 Meech? Oh, I'm now legally changing my name to 50 Meech, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want him to do?
Yeah, man. 50 got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I don't think these guys have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but they should have been had one, man. But the Wayans family, it's been announced they're going to get inducted into the 2025 NAACP Image Awards Hall of Fame. Some notable people in the Hall of Fame is Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye, Sammy Davis Jr., Oprah, OJ's, Temptations, Four Tops, Richard Pryor, Earth, Wind and Fire, Aretha Franklin, Sidney Poitier, Little Richard, Spike Lee, Bill Cosby, shout out to Bill, Stevie Wonder, and in 2021, Eddie Murphy.
Hey, hold on. I'm not gonna let you disrespect him on that. Ruby D, Ozzie Davis.
Yeah, they both in it too.
I'm about to say that was one of the highlights because when I was watching the year they actually had on. That's why I say that it's a big honor for them.
Yeah, definitely. What's your thoughts on the Wayans family making it? The people they shouted out was the sister Kim, Keenan, Damien's son too, Marlon and Sean. Those are the Pacific people that they really are
Yeah,
are celebrating.
you talk about a family affair. Like literally, like Keenan literally took his family, his siblings, put them on the back, and it's like it goes to show you, like they had a lot. You know, they were poor growing up. It's a lot. You got 10 kids or however many. There's probably there's like one or two siblings that aren't famous. That aren't, I don't think they do. I don't think they act. They might have had done like production or something, because even like there's nieces and nephews. Like there's a stand up, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
the one that's a lesbian.
yeah, I'm like, she's
She's
doing
funny.
stand up. And then there's like, to have Junior, who we thought was a Wayans from My Wife and Kids, he's just a family friend, and they put somebody else on like that. So it's like, like now currently we talk about Papa's House. It's sitcoms don't,
By the way, that show is nominated for NAACP award too.
and that's like, it's not comedy sitcoms don't hit like they used to, but it's still funny. It's still a funny show. Like I watch it occasionally. I'm not gonna say I watch it every week, but occasionally I watch it. It's pretty funny. And then to have some, do something with his son. It's like from In Living Color to I'm Gonna Get You Sucker to Major Pain, one of my favorite movies of all time, to the Lethal Weapon series, to My Wife and Kids. So I mean, it says a lot. Even if you don't value any of these award shows, the Oscars, the Grammys, the Emmys, and all these other shows, I say in hierarchy, I still look at Emmys because I like a lot of TV shows. Oscars, I'm hit or miss because it's like if a movie wins a Sundance Film Award, I'm more likely to check that out than I am an Oscar. I'm gonna just be honest with you. That's just the way I look at it. It's like these festival movies be dope as shit, and the Oscars is like,
I got tears of joy, man. I'm torn because we talked about this, I think, last year. The NAACP doesn't mean what it used to mean for black people, and their award show just, like if you look, they've had years where they didn't even do the award show. It was like a 12-year period. They didn't even give this honor out.
But with the stipulation, it wasn't like they just said screw the Image Award. It was like they changed the name and they literally had chairman.
Yeah,
award.
That's his own thing. That's his own thing.
But I mean,
you
it's like
the chairman, the president, and all that.
But it's like dash Image Award dash. So it's like,
so that's the But as far as just the Wayans themselves, they deserve any and all the honors that comes their way, man. The whole family is brilliant. Like you was naming some of the movies, you got the Wayans show, and you can name the shows. But to me, why the Wayans really are, Hall of Famers in the black community and just Hall of Famers, period. Man, bro, it's like in sports when you have a coaching tree. When you look at the tree they have from, Kenan Wayne spoke at Jennifer Lopez, when she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, he spoke at that because she was a big girl on the show. She was a big girl on the show. When you look at Tommy Davis, Davidson, like he's one of the funniest motherfuckers out there, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, the voice of Oscar Proud, as well as other, shows he did in movies. You look at David Allen Greer.
Another one.
He does his thing. You look at one of my favorite white people, Jim Carrey. Yeah. He says all the time when the white people didn't want to give him opportunity, guess what happened? These brothers gave him opportunity. Then you look into the scary movies. Kevin Hart was in, I want to say, the third scary movie. You look at Regina Hall. Remember, she was never a comedic actress. Like she was in the Best Man series. Her character was kind of.
Side note. You can't have the scary movies without Regina Hall. Like her character was too essential.
But that's my point. She even spoke on it. She never even really dabbled in comedy until she did that scary movie, and then now she is in a lot of movies where she's funny or whatever, and she's just getting a bag doing that or whatever. Like I look at some of these people like King Bach. They had a Marlon Wayans did the Haunted House movie or whatever, I think. And King Bach was in that movie.
Oh, the dude from Wild 'N Out, Avion Crockett.
Yeah.
Who does impressions. He's another one.
And and that's another thing. They say, you know what, we're gonna take some of these people that's on social media blowing up, and we're gonna give them an opportunity to do movies and stuff like that. And now these people that was part of the Vine era, early YouTube era, we don't even see them making videos no more online, because guess what? They was given opportunities to be in these movies and stuff. I seen King Bach in some serious roles the last couple of years. Yeah, man. He played in a movie called National Champions where he was an agent. You know, like I've seen him play some serious roles. Like they've given so many people opportunities. Yeah, shout out to the family, man. Before we move on, quick question, man. And I know it's gonna be hard, but try to answer to the best of your ability. Your favorite Wayans?
Easy, Damon. Easy. Stand up, writing, movie list, stand ups, uh, movie list, TV list, and I'll say to me, in my opinion, he's the most versatile out of everybody because he's done everything. He's written, directed, done stand up, been in shows. He was on SNL. We talk about SNL just did the 50th. Why not bring him back? He's been in serious movies. He's been in comedies. He's been on TV shows. I was gonna say two, not one, but I think three shows, three sitcoms. So I mean that there's that, and then putting your son on, and his son literally was doing stuff like he was in New Girl, he was in the Cops movie where him and the homeboy.
Yeah, where they dress up as cops and they start being cops.
Like to me, he's my favorite. He's made some of my favorite movies.
Yeah, man, I think he's the most talented for sure. I don't think you can argue that. My favorite, and I think the most important one, is Keenan, man, because he took all the bruises by dropping out of college and doing all the stuff he did. So that guess what? He crawled so his brothers couldn't walk, not run, but so his brothers and his sisters could fly. So shout out to the Wayans family.
One last thing I want to get, not to drag it out. There's one thing, like the brother put his whole family on his back just to draw it out. So I mean, like, yo, that's a huge accomplishment. And then there's so many people we could name that's attached to that, still going doing their thing. So I mean, shout out to the Wayans. If you're trying to put your family on, this is how you do it. Thank God, white people, I would say white Hollywood, be glad you never got the Black Rat Pack. Be glad you never got it, because we would have killed y'all.
Yeah, man. The Wayans are a perfect example of black people got to stick together and look out for each other. And a good example of that was what happened in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago, where you had apparently KKK members or white nationalists, supremacists, walking around and marching in a neighborhood that's predominantly black, and a lot of the black people got together and decided to beat them up and run about the neighborhoods to the point where the police had to come and protect the white nationalist supremacists / KKK members. There was a video of one of the people one of the black men who helped beat them up. He stole a robe and was walking around, and I think dancing in the robe and shit.
He was wearing that shit like a bathrobe.
Yeah,
dancing, talking shit.
Man, tears of motherfucking laughter mixed with motherfucking joy and pride, man. Hey man, this is no disrespect to people back in the day. Man, we is not our grandmas and granddads and great grandmas and great granddads. Hey, you white people, y'all better stop some of this shit because it's 2025. Like the laws is not the same they was back in the day where we could not put our hands on y'all, bro, because there was black people putting paws on white people and getting lynched in trees, knowing it was going to lead to them getting lynched in trees. It's 2025 now. Niggas can not only just lynch you legally, man, you burn across my yard, nigga. If you carrying a gun legally, you can shoot a motherfucker.
Everybody,
shoot a motherfucker in sight. Like, bro, I seen clips like when in the Malcolm X motherfucking movie where they was burning across in the yard, and his daddy apparently came outside, read the book too, the autobiography, where the dad shot the gun in the air basically. Niggas ain't shooting the gun in the air if you doing some shit like that in 2025 C's. They shooting them bullets at you. So y'all white people, just because Trump is in office, Trump can't protect all of y'all now. Y'all better stop that now. Y'all just heard about that white boy who got released from the insurrection, whatever he did, Trump pardoned him, and then got shot by a cop and got killed. Y'all better stop.
So, I mean, okay, I'm going to jump off your point just to add to it. When we say this, we are not our ancestors, or hey, we'll slap the shit out you. We appreciate what y'all did for us, because we wouldn't be able to do that shit if y'all didn't fight and be killed for the shit that happened. So I mean, like, this is no slight, no joke. We are now in a position to where we're like, hey, you want to carry a weapon, or hey, you want to tell somebody off, cuss somebody out, and make somebody get fired from their job. You are in a position because your ancestors that fought and died for you to be able to do that now. So, but I will say this: in the same fucking town, they had gun clubs and organizations checking people coming off the highway, armed with ammunition, body vest, etc. Nigga, all this shit you need, they had it. They was literally no cops around. They are checking people coming off the highway. Say, hey, where you going, white boy? It was a white boy trying to do a construction job. He couldn't even get to the job. He was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do the job now. Lost a customer because they checked him. And it's like, I feel bad for the man, but at the same time, this shit happened in this neighborhood. They feel like what they need to do to protect themselves. So hey, I applaud it. Hey, when black people get together and get guns, white America is scared. So I mean, we need to take that power back. And then like, hey, people gonna clown regardless. I'm laughing because dude was really gallivanting in that joint with the robe on. So I mean, respect. Shout out to, I think it was a town in Ohio, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We need to see more of that. And it's Black History Month. Not only that, but I mean, it's crazy just that you people feel comfortable enough to do that shit in 2025.
Yeah, man. On to something else that was a little bit serious, but I found relatively, humorous, to be honest. So there was a man, white man, who the cops came and basically was harassing because of the simple fact he refused to pay a stripper. So the details of the story is basically he went to the strip club. The stripper told him, "Hey, it's going to be." I think he said what, $45 C's? No, 35. My bad. $35 C's for a dance in the back for what was it? 30 minutes, 40 minutes. He went to the back, got done. Somehow the price jumped up to what, 155, 185, and so he starts telling the police officers this. As why he's telling the police officers this, he's also saying she was trying to solicit sex from me, and I got the recording of her trying to solicit sex to me. For those who don't understand what solicit mean, basically the bitch was trying to sell him some pussy.
Go to the back, champagne room, etc., etc.
Yeah. And so the female cop is like, "Hey man, well you can't just take services and not pay for it." And basically the cops was being mean to him, rude to him, and they wanted him to pay for all this.
They weren't that mean to him. They were just like, "Hey, this is how it works."
Man, I got tears of sadness. Like bro, let me tell you, I don't always agree with Whitey, but hey, Whitey, I feel bad. I felt bad for him, bro, because this happens to a lot of niggas, especially if they don't go to the strip club all the time. Like, yo, bro, nah, bro, you told me it was gonna be this much when we went in the back. That's how much I plan to pay you. You told me for 40 minutes I was gonna give you $35. Hey, here go to $35. Now you trying to tell me you was charging per song and this and that. Now you need to let me know that or rip how much that is. I remember when my homeboys told me a story. He told me about a club called Pinups that I love to go to now. And he said it's $5 per song. And he said, but be careful, make sure you keep it up with the songs, because he told the girl, yeah, man, I'll get some dances. Apparently, I guess he didn't specify the number. She danced with that nigga for a nice minute, he said. And so he got ready to give her like $10, $15. And she said, that's going to be $120, because she been dancing with that nigga for like 30 minutes. Yo, bruh, let me make something clear, man. As a man, you got to be as crystal clear on what's going on when you go to these strip clubs, because they will try to get over. And if you did your job as a man and you was crystal clear, then as a man, you need to stand on business. Because I'm quick to be like, yo, I want 4 songs. It's $5 a song, sees. Here go a 20, and I will hand that bitch the 20 before she start dancing. And I might throw some ones if I'm feeling frisky. But hey, when you stop dancing, don't look at me for no more money because I handed you your feet. I told you what was up. So yeah, man, I got tears for the nigga, man, because they try to get over on my man.
Serious for that shit, man. He seemed like he go to the strip club all the time, so he know the game. He just drunk and don't want to pay the fucking money. But I will say this though, yo, if it's like $1 a song or some shit, yeah, it's supposed to equate to $35. If that's what she said it was, why did you go to the back and have this man pay all this extra money? And then like I done had dances where it was like, nah, I don't want to teach you. You cool. I like you. I'm not gonna teach you. I'm gonna start you off at the next song. So boom, and then like, security's usually an asshole. Some of them are cool, and other ones are assholes. They will be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, nah, we good, babe. We good, babe. Whatever. So she's like, "Nah, I got you."
Yeah, I don't want to make this clear. Most strippers that I've met are good women. They cool. They just trying to earn some money. It's not like social media make it seem like they all are out to scam you. No, most of them are like what you said. Sees, hey, let's start at the next song, or they might give you an extra dance that you didn't pay for, but they were fucking with you though because you was cool or whatever, and you might have been tipping. But I'm gonna keep it real, but it's some money hungry ones out here. I remember the first one in Vegas. There was this thick, almost kind of fat Korean bitch. I'm just saying, we went to this club, man. Shout out to Rose and Juice Man, but definitely shout out to Juice Man because he the one who made us go to this fucking club that we didn't want to go to. We get in the motherfucking club. We waited for them niggas to show up. Them niggas showed up like 10 minutes when we get ready to leave. This Korean bitch been basically trying to bother me all night. I'm trying to fuck with the sisters. You know how I get down. So finally I decide to, give the bitch a chance. Bro, we go from like, hey, can I just get a lap dance right here? To she said, oh no, it's no fun right here. So she want me to go to the private room for like 100. Then we get to the private room, and then for some reason is, oh well, can you give me 200? You know, and then somehow it jumped to, oh, lay on this little massage table and I'm going to dance for you and I'm going to lay on top of you. And somehow she tried to jump it up all the way to like 250 to the point where, nigga, I get done. She trying to charge me, a band. And I'm like, hold up, wait one motherfucking minute. And I had to put my foot down and be like, this is what you going to get for me? And if that's gonna be a problem, these niggas is gonna have to kick me the fuck out.
Red flags wasn't coming up though.
Man, bro, I did not want to go back there in the first place. You can ask MGH. The bitch practically was dragging me back there. I ain't want to go back there with that fat Korean bitch.
I feel you though. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. Like most people know nowadays, you go enough, or you got friends that go enough that'll tell you like, hey, this is how this club is. And it's like, hey, don't be the nigga that's too afraid to ask. Because shit, I done had situations where it's like, oh, okay, how much is dance for you? She come up, oh, man, you want to dance? It's going to be this. And then another one come up, she got a better price than the other one. So I'm like, what's up? What? Sure, she was like, oh, nah, she just like that. She got she the hot girl. She the it girl. That's the one she charges them. So I'm like, why would I mess with that when I could, I'm dealing with you,
For sure.
So I mean, I'm on the flip side. I don't know, dude seemed like he was just drunk and just didn't want to pay, but at the same time, they do be scamming and they be getting people. So I mean, it's not
For
the
sure.
same. It's not the same. So I'm like, I got no tears for the situation, but I can see both parties, man.
Hey man, I don't know what's wrong with these strippers. I don't know what's wrong with these hoes. See. Hey man, so we got some more baby mama drama. Man, we could fill up a whole episode with different baby mama stories. But this man wanted to take his kids with, his girlfriend over to his baby mama house because he got, a son over there and it was his birthday. His girlfriend was like, nah, you can't take my kids over there, because I don't like that bitch. I don't trust her. And he was like, what they got to do with the kids? They want to spend their birthday with they want to spend the day with their brother because it's his birthday. And so she was like, man, nah, he can come over here. And he was like, what's the difference between him coming over here and the kids going over there with, with him? And she said, the difference is they be over here with me. My kids ain't gonna be over there with her. Man, first of all, man, see what's wrong with these hoes, bruh.
What's wrong with Hey, it just goes to being petty is petty, man. When it come, I have no problems with nobody being petty, but when it comes to people's relationships with family and shit like that, it's literally like now your kids are suffering. The kids ain't do nothing to you. It's their parent that did it to you. So if you feel some type of way, you need to talk to the baby daddy, your nigga now, and you need to talk about it to the baby mama, and all three of y'all need to sit down and hash the shit out. Because guess what? It's 3 kids involved now. They gotta be a part of each other's lives. What you gonna do? You gonna be an asshole and disrespect this kid, treat this kid the wrong way? And that shit sounds stupid though. She can go over there. They can't go over there, but they can come over here. That shit sounds stupid. When you say it back, the shit sounds stupid. It's like, oh, so you trust yourself with that person's kid, but you can't trust your kids with this person? Unless you got evidential, factual proof that this bitch is mistreating the kids, you should be able to get over your issues with her and just let the kids be with their sibling. This is their blood, no matter what the fuck happened between the baby moms or whatever your beef is, they should be able to have that relationship with their sibling. That's their blood, that's their, it's their sibling. What if that happened to you? How would you feel? If you were in that situation when you were a kid, how the fuck would you feel?
Yeah, man. You hoes gotta get it together, man. And you hoes gotta call each other out more, man. When y'all do shit like this, and y'all see shit like this online, whether it's a skit, because me and Rose, when we be talking, we always be trying to, figure out, like, is this shit real or not? Whether it's a skit or not, y'all hoes gotta check some of the behavior with this shit, man. Because, first of all, the kids are innocent. Kids should be able to do whatever. Secondly, man, unless you got a reason to believe this person is going to harm your kid or treat your kid a certain type of way, all y'all need to be co-parenting. And this is for all the co-parenters out there. So just not for the bitches, for you niggas too. Like if you got a daughter and your daughter got some siblings or your daughter is with your baby mama and your baby mama's married or some shit like that, because I can't say boyfriend, I'm definitely gonna say married though, then hey, y'all need to understand these kids are, when you choose to have kids out of wedlock and you choose not to get married before you have kids or wipe these hoes up when you get them pregnant, y'all need to understand your kids are going to be around other adults. It's just that simple. Especially if you have them at a young enough age, because you can't expect your baby mama to stop dating. You can't, and for you hoes, you can't expect your baby daddy to stop dating. Like there's plenty of situations where people have had kids out of wedlock and they made other individuals and had more kids, and now you got 2 grown ass women, 2 grown ass men who have to, 4 grown ass adults who have to figure out together how are we gonna co-parent together, because we have a blended family. And in 2025, that is becoming more and more popular.
Say it again.
We have
They gotta do it what?
Co-parent.
No, they gotta do what?
Come together.
Together. Keyword together. Because now you're part of everybody is now connected and in everybody's lives, whether you like it or not, unless you're gonna do some shit. I got full custody, you'll never see these fucking kids again.
Exactly.
Which is a problem in itself.
Or unless y'all choose, we're gonna get married, we're not gonna divorce, and we're gonna have kids together, and we're gonna do it the traditional way, which in 2025, the traditional family is dwindling more and more. We're starting to see more of these blended situations where basically you got multiple people who got multiple kids, and that's nice. We can't even speak on the Cam Newtons and the Nick Cannons who got 4, 5 baby mamas, or these hoes that got 4, 5 baby daddies and shit like that. Now you talking about some really crazy ass shit, especially in some situations where, and I'm talking about personally. I know hoes like this personally. You got one baby daddy who's a truck driver, one baby daddy who's a school teacher, one baby daddy who's a barber, one baby daddy who doing 25 years to life, another baby daddy who sell dope and work at the fucking McDonald's.
One thing I can say about a hoe like that, at least she's eclectic. She's tried to try out different niggas. Which one works for your
At least
lifestyle?
you got five baby daddies just locked up, and they all at the same prison.
It's like, oh, you only mess with dudes in the military. Oh, you only mess with truck drivers. Oh, you only mess with, like, she's eclectic. At least she's tried out different phases in life.
And I'm being, for the people who don't know situations like this, I know bitches like this. They literally would tell me about the baby daddy. Like, hold up, your baby daddy's a truck driver, another one's a teacher, another one's in the military, and you got one that's locked up and one that's selling dope, and he works at motherfucking Wendy's or McDonald's. Like, that should be crazy. That should be fucking wild. And when you have situations like that, like, there's going to be some discrepancy in terms of the kids, because the kids come to this household, that the money ain't the same in this household, or the money ain't the same in that household. So there's going to be discrepancies, but y'all got to try to come together the best y'all can, and y'all got to try to do what's right for the kids. Like, you hoes have got to put your ego aside. Like, yes, he fucked this bitch before you and had a kid with this bitch. And as far as the whole, you thinking he gonna fuck the hoe and all this other stuff, that's some shit y'all gotta figure out. Like, y'all gotta figure out that shit. Is he gonna fuck this bitch or not? Because at the end of the day, whether he takes your kid to his baby mama house and fucks his baby mama while your kid is in the fucking living room playing with his siblings, he can fuck that bitch while you at work.
And then here's another thing. 5 times out of 10, if the kid is over a certain age, you not trying to spin the block. It's like, bitch, if I ain't have a kid with you, you would be dead. You know what I mean? Like, or a woman be like, nigga, if I ain't have a kid with you, your ass would never see me, nigga. Like, get the fuck out. Like, this the only connection we have is the kid. But it's like, I appreciate and I love to see the couples that are the priority is the kids. No matter what's going on, is everybody's situation is like the most important thing is the kids. Whether you are a single man or a single woman coming into a relationship with no kids of your own and being with somebody that has kids, or you're blending families together where everybody has kids. At the end of the day, the most important thing is the priority is what? The kids. Because guess what? Everybody's got to grow up and deal with like, oh, well, daddy did, mama did this for me, and stepmama treated me like shit because I was a side, because I found out my mama was a side piece and you treated me like shit. And then, or, you know, they got together at a certain time. So it's like, you got to take the ego out of it. At the end of the day, the next generation is what matters, and it's the kids. Because if you don't want to deal with it, don't be a baby mama. Don't be a baby daddy. It's easy. And don't do it.
And like I said at the beginning, man, unless this parent, whether man or woman, have given you reason to believe that your child will be mistreated, like they was at the woman had your kid and her kids for the weekend, and she bought her kids McDonald's the whole weekend and Pizza Hut. But every time your kid was hungry, your kid had to eat ramen noodles. Like, unless you have reason to believe that your kid would be mistreated with this woman or this man, hey man, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you got to hope and pray and trust that this person has kids too. They're going to treat your kid the way they would want their kid to be treated, and especially if you doing what the fuck you supposed to be doing. Like, if when their kids is with you, you not mistreating their kids, then you got to trust the process. Shout out to the Sixers, and hope that they not going to mistreat your kids. I'm just saying, C's, because if you taking care of their kids like it's your kids, then you got to look at it like, well, I do right by them, so they got to do right by me. Like, there's this thing called karma. There are some people that don't give a fuck, and once you realize that they might be one of them people, then you be like, hey, you take the precautions, you talk to your boyfriend, or you talk to your girlfriend, depending on who you are in the situation. You say, hey, I don't want my son, I don't want my daughter going over here because X, Y, and Z and give legitimate reasons and examples to why they shouldn't go over it. But outside of that, just because of your ego,
Yeah.
just because of how you feel,
It's like I hate
nah,
you.
fuck that shit. Your feelings do not fucking matter when these kids are involved. The only time your feelings fucking matter is on to the last topic, Valentine's Day. Because Valentine's Day is not for you and me. It's for these hoes.
Let me give a shout out to it was Valentine's Day was on a Friday, and then we went into the 15th, which was what was it? Do you know?
Side chick day?
Side. It's a specific. I give it a specific name. Side piece Sunday. Side piece Saturday. Side piece Saturday. For some people, it's Sunday because they be like, "Nah, I got 3. I got a handle. I got the 1, the 2, and the 3." And some people got the 1 through 5. You know, some people is players. They got the 1 through 5. Shout out to the players. Do your thing.
Yeah, I remember my days back in the day. I remember fucking with 4 bitches, and I had to basically took one bitch out to breakfast on Valentine's Day, another bitch out to lunch, another bitch out to dinner, and then basically I had to spend the night at another bitch house and bring food over there. Like, yeah, man, hey, man, unless you, yeah.
How stressful was that?
Very stressful.
I was like, why put yourself through it?
Because I was a broke ass nigga at the time. I was probably making maybe less than $10 an hour, and I'm over here. I gotta buy gifts for all 4 of these bitches, as well as I gotta take them out to eat. So I'm taking one bitch to IHOP because I'm trying to be cheap. I'm taking another bitch to Applebee's. Then I'm taking another bitch to where I took her to dinner. I think it was like Olive Garden or Logan's. And then the last one, man, I had to just pick up fucking like McDonald's and shit, man. You know, so that shit, and then you still buying gifts too sometimes. So that shit can be a lot, man. But a lot of these hoes ain't got a nigga like me, bruh. They ain't got a nigga like Rose, who's an upstanding nigga who's gonna make sure his woman is treated right on Valentine's Day. So you know what a lot of these hoes do, C's? They celebrate something called Galentine's Day. The fuck is a Galentine's Day?
So from what I can gather, I'm not looking it up. From what I can gather, it's basically when the girls get together or a female does something for themselves. So it's like, you know, it's no knock on it, but it's like literally Valentine's Day. So it's like you're supposed to do something for yourself anyway. Like, don't wait till the time of where you see all these other couples to do something for yourself. If you're single, you should be doing stuff for yourself anyway. Be confident, whatever, do your thing. But to call it because you don't have a Valentine's, you're single, and your homegirl's single, you want to call it Galentine's Day. The girls gonna get together, or I'm a girl, I'm gonna do my thing for myself. I'm not knocking it, but at the same time, it's like, why put a name to it? Why not just treat yourself? Like, in all honesty, like, why not just treat yourself? You're in your single era, whatever. Like, just stick with it. Do your thing. Treat yourself. Go out to eat by yourself. I do it all the time. Well, I used to do it all the time. Hey, food too damn high right now. I'll say that. But I used to go out to eat all by myself all the time because I had to out of necessity, and other people do it. They just like doing it. Go to the bar by yourself. Go out to eat by yourself. Take yourself to no damn movies. It's like, it's a natural thing. But to put a name to shit.
Yeah, see, I remember we used to do that shit all the time when we was younger. And I used to think to myself, the fuck this nigga enjoy going by himself? And I ain't gonna lie. I started doing that shit like in our late 20s, and I went to a movie by myself, and I sat down at a restaurant by myself, and I was like, yo, this is actually kind of nice.
You know, you chilling, you vibing. It's like, y'all really got to get together and celebrate each other, or take your time out of this holiday because you don't have a man to actually call it a thing. It's a whole thing, and it's like, because if niggas did it, it was like, yo, nigga, like, niggas, we doing something because these hoes tripping. It'd be called derogatory names, but I mean, like, women, y'all got so many holidays, y'all pioneer shit. So I'm no knock to you. Do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, Galentine's Day, it's not crazy, but it's like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think this just is a perfect example of bitches be lonely. Like, we was kicking it with, you know, one of my homegirls, and she said that, yeah, I know I gotta do better, and I can't just settle for fuck niggas, but I don't want to go through the process of being lonely. And that's the problem. Bitches be lonely. Like niggas, like niggas. I am not gonna say niggas don't get lonely, but niggas know how to deal with it better. Like niggas ain't getting together on Valentine's Day, even when we single, saying, "Yo, man, let's get to the house and let's spend time with each other and let's love on one another and all this other stuff."
Pause.
I'm saying that's what these bitches doing, because I don't want to make it seem like niggas don't go to the club. Like if you single, you might go to the club on Valentine's Day with your nigga, because guess what? What Cat Williams said, bitches at the club.
Yeah.
So you go in there not really because you trying to,
hey homeboy,
love your homeboy. You go in there because you're trying to,
what you trying to do?
Get bitches.
I'm trying to be where you trying to be?
With the bitches.
Where the bitches at? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, like that makes sense, man. Because I just look at this as another extension of Friendsgiving. You don't see a lot of men doing Friendsgiving together. You see men having Thanksgiving with their families, and their homeboys might spend Thanksgiving with them because they might not have a family to spend Thanksgiving with.
I will agree with that, though. Most of the times when I see Friendsgiving, it's female initiated, and then dudes just fall in line. Yeah. They like, yo, I ain't making it home to the holidays to spend with my family, so I'm gonna chill with my people anyway. So it's like, yo, why not? Why don't I come to this Friendsgiving anyway?
If me and my family not doing it for Thanksgiving, or we're not close, I've spent Thanksgiving with some of my homeboys. I've spent Christmas with my homeboys with their families. But it wasn't like you, me, Juiceman, Rose, and MJ said, yo, it's Thanksgiving. Let's go to the spot. Let's bake a turkey. Let's bake a ham. Everybody bring sides and let's be thankful for one another. You thankful for your homeboys. Yeah. You much are. I don't want to make it seem like you're not.
Come through.
But you not just saying we're going to all kick it together. And it's the same way for Valentine's Day. Niggas is not getting together, decorating the house, wearing pajamas and shit, playing silly ass games, listening to what Jamie Foxx said, a little bit of Marvin Gaye, a little bit of Anita, a little bit of Luther. We not doing that with just us in the crib.
Yo, so I'll say this. My babies, my females, my women, my black women, my beautiful black women, and my women of other races, I love you. I love you. I love you. I say that again. I love you. Clip this up. I love you. C's loves you. Come to me, baby. I got you. Trust me. Nothing but love, affirmations, and all that shit you want. Right here, baby. Come to me. I love you. But back to my main point. Y'all put a name to shit. Niggas don't. That's the only difference. That's the main clip. This is the main clip. Niggas just do shit. Women, y'all just like to put a name to shit. That's the main difference. Click that shit up.
I like that, man. That is true. Women do feel the need to. We gotta actually put a name to some shit. That's the reason why bitches can't just be like, hey, we just kicking it. They gotta be like, what are we? Versus niggas like, we cool. But what are we? Bitch, I just told you, we cool. Like, what did I say? Be easy. Yeah, so, as far as what you said, like, bitches taking themselves out, man, niggas do that all the time, bro. Like, when you really think about it, man, niggas are used to doing stuff for themselves, man. Like, when my birthday come around, if I want something, I don't wait for other people to buy. I get it myself. So, like, it's crazy because, bitch, you want chocolate? You can't go to Family Dollar and get some Hershey Kisses yourself? Like, you need a grown-ass man to buy you some chocolate?
No offense to nobody. I ain't gonna say it's low class. That ain't the best chocolate you can get.
I'm just saying. You need a nigga to buy you some Godavir? I'm just saying.
Which one though? The regular shit, or you talking about the special pack?
Man, either one, bro.
Because I can name some brands and niggas be like, damn, I ain't heard of that.
Like, you need a nigga to buy you some perfume. You need a nigga to buy you some jurry. Like a lot of you.
I ain't gonna lie. The perfumes can run. There's a very large.
I don't care how much it is. Like, if you want it, if you want it, get it yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's the one area where I'll be like,
please, you done spent nice money on your cologne.
Yeah.
Cause why? Cause you wanted it, right?
Oh yeah. Ain't nobody paying the prices that I paid for the shit that I wanted.
That's my point, man. Like, when you hoes be out here saying, can you shoot me $25 for Valentine's Day so I can get me a seafood boil? Bitch, are you that broke? Are you that hungry that you ain't got $25? And this would be boggling my mind. Like, bitch, don't you work? Bitch, don't you get food stamps?
No,
Like,
she got a job, but the money she earned from her job is her money.
bitch, ain't your rent $15 a month? I'm just saying, like, come on,
You
bro.
talking about the Section 8 hoes? But the money that she makes is for her. She got 5 niggas that been trying to get her pants, so she got a roster.
Man, you
She
better,
got the niggas she got to fuck.
you better go online and run them Valentine's Day specials, then, man. You better be like $85 for a QV. Shout out to the niggas that know.
And then what trips me out is the girls that be like, I want flowers, but you ain't treat nobody like you want flowers.
Time out. Yes, they did seize, because you know what they did seize? When January 1st come until February 15th or 16th, depending on what's going on with the money for the niggas, you don't see none of these fuck niggas posts, niggas ain't shit posts, I got out the mud. Then around like February 20th, definitely when March kick in, that's when you see all these videos and pics of bitches saying, "Oh, I got money, I don't need you," because that's when that tax season kick in, nigga. So they don't need a nigga no more. But then next thing you know, man, June come and guess what happens? They said call on Tyrone. They be like call on Verteezy. So
That's how they do.
hey, we making fun of this romantic holiday, man. At the end of the day, Valentine's Day, if you got someone that you love, if you care about, it's an amazing holiday to spend with them, to show them that you care about them. But the important thing is you should be doing that year round if y'all really fucking with each other. So C's, man, you know, what are your top 3 romantic movies and love songs? You can go in any order you want.
So I'm gonna start off with simply movies, man, because it's a lot of like we had this conversation off the pod. Are you a fan of movies? Because we all have our natural inclinations, like action, spy movies, thrillers, horror. I'm a thriller action guy. I like thrillers and I like action. That's my natural inclination. But there's a lot of side movies I like, rom coms and romances. My top 3, and this is no disrespect to any of the other movies. These are just the ones I'm picking. Number 1, Hitch. It's funny, great story, love the deleted scenes. And then coming years later, the producer, the director said Will Smith was about to pull out of the movie 3 days before the shit was set to shoot. And that just puts it in perspective. It was such a great movie. This is Kevin Bacon before he became a movie star, because I loved him in The King of Queens, one of my favorite shows, very underrated show. Kevin Bacon, Will Smith,
James.
Kevin James. I thought it was Bacon, bro. It's not.
That's the skinny nigga. Kevin James is the fat nigga.
Kevin James, but Kevin James, yeah. So, but Hitch, it's just a funny movie. The soundtrack was dope. I'ma read one thing. If this one thing, touch.
Yeah.
Hottest song. The soundtrack's dope, and it was just like it reminds me of that era. Like, yeah, Usher. It's a certain time frame I have about the movies that came out in that era, and just sounds and movies and songs that came out in the era. So Hitch is like the top level. If you said pick one movie, it's probably gonna be Hitch. Or it might be, action movie is gonna be something different, but like just a regular common movie, Hitch. And you had all the themes you need. The second one is Romeo and Juliet from the 90s. I'm a personal fan of more so the story of Shakespeare because I've had to review it. I come from the era when we had to know these classics. You had to read Tom Huckleberry and all the other motherfuckers I'm not going to go into, but like you had to read the classics. It was like the classic stage plays, Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet. So it's like when that shit came on, we read parts of excerpts of Romeo and Juliet, and then they showed me in 90s movies where one of Romeo's homeboys had the sword and it had a certain name. I forget the name of it, but they turned it into a 45. I was like, oh yeah, we live, baby. We live. This is my shit right here. And they was talking shit. It was a certain part of the movie where he was like, I'll bite my thumb at you, sir. And that's a connotation back in the medieval times. It was a connotation like, nigga, I'm flicking you off, like fuck you, nigga. And I remember that part of the movie where he was like, yo, I bought my thumb at you, sir. And they had black people in the movie, Puerto Rican niggas in the movie, and white folks in the movie. And, you had young actors. So I look at that movie. It's a classic story. Bring it to the '90s. Add action, add killing, and it's a personal one that's up there. Side note, I will say this: there's a movie that we talk about a lot off the pod a lot, Vert. It's the black version of a Shakespeare. I can't think of the name of it.
Talking about G.
G, which is a Shakespeare.
You're not talking about the Great Gatsby theme movie, or are you talking about based off Othello?
Came out in the '90s.
Early 2000s, late 90s with Michael Pfeiffer.
I got to go back and look, but it's one of those two, and it was a great. We look at it cheesy now, but when it came out, it was like
it's a black movie that's based off of Shakespeare with Shakespeare thing.
Yeah. It's either Macbeth or it's one of the other ones. It's not Romeo and Juliet. It's either Macbeth or one of the other ones.
Okay,
but it might be Othello. It literally might be Othello. It literally might be a black version of Othello. I can't think of it right now. And then my last one, man. One of the few movies. I was just talking to my mom. My mom never sits down and watches movies. I've had this movie on my Amazon list for like 4 or 5 years. Sylvie's Love. She sat down and was telling me to shut up watching the movie. If I can get my mom to do that, it must be a damn good, decent movie. Sylvie's Love. Honorable mention. That's the honorable mention. But my last movie.
No.
This is the thing.
With Namdi?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie, bro.
Tessa Thompson.
That's a great choice.
That was my honorable mention for movies. And then my last one is, it fits in the same category. When me and you were talking a couple years ago, there's a lot of movies where black characters are not just simply people. They have to be involved in drugs or gangs or some type of illegal activity, or they got to be super poor. They were literally just regular people. And then my last one is this: the modern day era of Sylvie's Love, which has a different story, The Photograph. Shout out to Robert Glassberg. Great podcast. Grammy winner. Just a dope story. 2 great artists, Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanfield. The Photograph. Literally 2 black people that's literally in their careers doing their thing. They come across each other. There's a deeper theme in there, but basically it's a couple. They want to figure out, do they get together?
Yeah, I like that movie, man, because you literally have a young black couple who are dating, and life is taking them in different directions, and one of them have the opportunity to go to London to work, and he's actually doing a piece, for those who haven't seen the movie, on Issa Rae's character. It got Lakeith Stanfield in it, by the way, as the man that is chasing Issa Rae. And I just remember, he was doing a piece on her mother, who was a photographer, and they led him to start dating her, and that also led him to find out who her father was and develop a relationship with him. And probably to me, the one of the most important scenes in the movies was the fact that Issa Rae's father, with who she ended up developing a relationship with, Lakeith Stanfield is talking to him and saying, damn, so basically you was fucking with her mom, you was dating her, she got pregnant, but you didn't know it was yours, you didn't even know she was pregnant, and she told you that she was going to move to New York to pursue a career, and you decided to stay in New Orleans to, do your career. I think he was a crawfish fisherman or something like that. And then he said, you don't have no regrets? And he tells him, you know what? Yeah, because if I could do things different, I would have never let her leave. I would have chased after her. And so I like that, because to me, that's a symbol of love, that if you love something bad enough, I know sometimes people say let it go or come back to you, but I also do believe you should fight for the things you love. So I like that scene in the movie. Hitch was one of my movies that I would have had. You said it. It's a good movie, man, because you got Will Smith's character who had his heart broken and made him to a player, but it just shows that nobody's is impenetrable for love. Like love can find anybody. So it's like love found him, and as smooth as he was, as debonair as he was, he did not have the ability to run game on Eva Longoria, my bad, Eva Mendes character, because he just really had deep feelings for her. And then as far as Kevin James, even though he was taking Will's advice the whole movie, he, for some reason, it kept backfiring on him, but it worked out because the girl that he was trying to pursue liked him for him. And that's another thing about love. Like, you should chase somebody, but at the same time, fuck with people that want to fuck with you. Like, don't try to fuck with people that don't want to genuinely fuck with you. If you got to be someone that you're not, then you shouldn't be trying to pursue that, man. So, you said both those movies. So the three movies I'm gonna have is Forget a Sarah Marshall. It's a very good movie. It's a funny movie for those who have seen How I Met Your Mother. He's one of the main characters, as well as the girl who voices Meg in Family Guy and is part of that 70s show is the main woman that he's basically, ends up falling in love with. It's basically like Hitch. He had his heart broken. He went to, I think, Hawaii for a trip. His ex, who was fucking another dude, is there with the dude that he's fucking. And through the movie, he's trying to get over his ex, and then he ends up having sex with someone who works at the hotel or the resort. And then he realizes I care about her, and he doesn't even care about his ex no more. He moves on to this new girl because that new girl, he realizes, actually fucked with him for him versus his ex. She wanted him to be things that he wasn't, and then she realized that it was her loss. A Walk to Remember. It was a movie with Mandy Moore when she was back in the day. Mandy Moore was very hot. She had a lot of movies, and it was just crazy. It's just one of those stories where love finds you in the least expecting ways. Because the dude she ended up falling for and the dude that fell for her, he was like a jock and kind of like a bully, to be honest. Where she was kind of quiet, reserved, and was, I think, a church girl. If I'm not mistaken, I think the dad might have been a preacher or a pastor. And so, he was fucking with her in terms of bullying her. And then I think she started tutoring him and they started becoming friends. And the dad didn't approve the relationship because of he knew the dude's past. But they started dating at a young age. It was like they were seniors in high school. And he found out she had cancer. And that didn't deter him. He still dated her. He even married her. They had a kid together. And she died relatively young in the movie, and he ended up developing a relationship with his father. But it was just to see their relationship grow from being adversaries to eventually basically him finding out that's the love of his life. That, to me, I saw that as a kid. I saw it again as an adult. Quick shout out, man. Neither one of us said this movie, and I wasn't gonna say it, man. Fuck The Notebook, bruh, because I wouldn't do half the shit that nigga did in that movie, man. But number one for me, man, I saw this movie a couple years ago. I'm a big fan of this actor. I tell all my friends, please watch his movies, especially if you love Denzel. Like, he was Denzel before Denzel. Sidney fucking Poitier. Paris Blues. And that movie to me is great. It's on Tubi right now, by the way, if you want to watch it for free. But it's literally him and his homeboy who's white. They live in Paris. They're musicians. This black girl and her white homegirl go to Paris. They're Americans. They are visiting because they're on vacation. Sidney Poitier and his homeboy are from America, but they've been living in Paris for like 7 years. This is, of course, during racial tension time. And C's knows this. Some of y'all may listen to me and not know, but there was something called the Great Migration. And I'm talking about the second one, not the one where a lot of niggas left the South to go to the North. No, you had people who was famous, like people from the Black Panther movement, Quincy Jones, Nina Simone, who was leaving America and going to places in Europe because of how bad racism was. The movie hits that on the nail perfectly because Sidney Poitier falls for this black woman who he ended up, I can't remember her name. I wish I remember her name, but he ended up dating her in real life. Oh, Diane Carroll, that's her name, Diane Carroll. He ended up dating her in real life. He even left his wife for the bitch at one point in time in real life. But
might be a good trade.
yeah,
Diane Carroll.
Yeah, Diane Carroll was bad back in the day, man. Shout out to her. But yeah, so like during that whole process, she wants him to move back to America and they start a family and be in love. And he keeps saying, I don't want to do that because it's so fucked up in America at the time. And, when I go to America, I'm a black man versus when I'm over here in Paris, I'm just a man. And that's so deep and thought provoking because a lot of us cannot, like, a lot of us don't fully understand that unless you've traveled, like, you have seas, you've been to other countries, like, when you could just be just you. And that's what he was battling with. And, he has to make a decision. Do he go back to an area that he's not comfortable being in to be with a woman that he's in love with that he's only known for like a month or two? Or do he stay where he's comfortable at, also pursuing his music career, which he loves at the time?
Which is why I pose the question is like, just like, okay, parallel to it is Sylvie's love. He was going overseas. She ended up pregnant by him. She didn't tell him. She let him go, right? Why you just say he did say come with me? She just chose not to. It's like in that movie. Did I asked that because I haven't seen the movie in a while? Did he offer, hey, come with me? Like, you know what I mean? Like at that point in time, it's like I'm going to Europe. We're gonna live free. Come with me.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I don't care about your expensive. Come with me.
In the movie, Sidney Poitier did offer her to come to Paris, but her whole family was in America. I think she was in Chicago, New York, and so she didn't want to leave her family behind. And she believed that this was, I'm not trying to. I know we don't went long, so thank you for listening. If you've been listening this long, but I feel like this is important to add to the story. There was this real divide in the history of America with black people. There was people like there was people like Quincy Jones and Sidney Simone that left America because of the racism, but there was a lot of people like Ray Charles and James Brown that stayed because they wanted to make things better in America for us. And in the movie, Diane Carroll represents that aspect of, she even said to him, let's go back to America and let's improve relationships between black and white people, and let's not let them make us leave a country that we helped build and that we love. Like I said, it's a great movie because it's a romantic movie. It's a movie showing how tensions was real in the country at that point in time, but you don't get the racism. For those who don't want to see niggas getting lynched and being called niggas, you don't get the racism, but you do get the concept of what black people was dealing with in America. So it's an amazing movie, man. Definitely watch it. C's, wrap us up. Let's go on. Top 3 love songs.
Oh shit! I didn't know you was doing like that. Hey, last honorable mention is a show called The Affair. First 3 seasons, fire. Got one of my favorite actors. He's been in a lot of shit. ER, two ER alumni. Great show. Started off real great, and then Fiona. Forget her name. It's not Fiona Apple because she did the theme song, but Fiona something. She played the chick in Luther. Great actress, by the way. When I find her name, I'll put it up there. But Affair, it just goes to show you, it's a lot of things that can happen in life. I'll say that. A lot of things happen. So my top 3, man, this is no particular order. Ayo, Down on My Knees. This is literally a song saying, excuse my French, because she is from overseas. I think she's half African and half German or something. But Ayo, shout out to you, shout out to Africa. Down on my knees. This is a motherfucker saying, hey, motherfucker, I need you in my life. I fucking love you. I am down on my knees. I'm begging you. Please. I'm down on my knees. Please. So if you ever heard a song where like, bitch, I'm heartbroken, I need you in my life, that's one of them. Next one is Prince, I want to be a lover. This nigga said, forget your family. Bitch, I'm trying to be everything for you. I want to be your lover and your best friend. I'm trying to be everything. And it also goes to Prince's lineage. This is his first song he did on American Bandstand. And it came out, was like, yo, if you ever need to see a Prince performance, just go watch that one. And then just watch the lineage of him, like his history, like him playing live and why I'm such a Prince fan. That when I finally saw that clip, I was like, yo, this dude is the truth. But it just goes to show you, like, it's one of those timeless songs you'll hear randomly. I want to be a lover. You know, it's like, yo, I want to be your lover and your best friend. I want to be everything. And then the last one is Fire and Desire, Tina Marie, and Rick James. When I hear it, I'm just like, yo, this is just one of them joints. Like if I had to pick, like you seen the episode of Martin where him and Gina are singing it to each other, and there's so many other songs and memes. Fire and desire, baby. That's all. That's all this is. We take love. I got a desire. It's a burning fire, baby. That's it.
Yeah, man. Autumn mentioned Keisha Cole, Heaven Sent. I heard that when I was in high school. I was in love with Keisha Cole. She was bad bitch, and that song was just amazing to me. My top three though. First one, LL Cool J and Jennifer Lopez. All I have. I just felt like it was very vindictive, especially as I got older, of my personality and how I view love. Especially LL Cool J, verse when he's talking about he never thought that he could feel this way for someone, and he thought he would just be basically a player his whole life. Yes, I love that song. John Legend, I know me and C's have talked about this.
Damn.
And he think it's kind of corny sometimes, but All of Me. I remember hearing that song. I want to say what movie was it? It was Think Like a Man. I want to say he dropped that movie.
That was major.
It was either that movie or the other movie with Michael Ealy that was a Tyler Perry directed movie or whatever.
Yeah.
With Kevin Hart. But anyway, it was one of those movies. And it was in that movie, and the funny part was not the funny part. The thing that I really thought was so amazing when he told the story of he didn't make that song for it to be a number one song. He didn't make it for a movie. He literally was getting ready to get married, and he wrote that song because he wanted to perform it for his wife. And I think it really to me describes what love is, man. Like, I'ma love you with all of me, man, with everything in my fiber. I think it's a beautiful song. And John Legend, man, is one of the greatest artists of our time, man. Like, I don't want to be blasphemous. You can put him in that Stevie Wonder category in terms of he can play the piano, he can songwrite, and he can sing. Like, John Legend is an amazing performer. He does not put bad music out. And then lastly, man, what would my top three would be without the greatest artist of all time? Michael Jackson. You Rock My World. I remember hearing that song back in the day when I was younger. I still listen to it now. And to me, the music video is dope, but I don't think there's a better way to describe how you can be knocked off your feet by someone that you're in love with. How your whole world just changes when you truly feel like you're in love and stuff like that. So, to me, that would be it. I know there's plenty of other songs I could have picked, but I wanted some diversity. I didn't want to go completely just old school, but these was three songs that I really, really felt like deserved to be in my top three. AC's, closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Ordinary People. I feel like, to me, if I had to pick a John Legend song, I definitely would have went with Ordinary People. It's just one of those timeless songs where it ain't necessarily got to be a love song, but I mean, you talk about John Legend, one song, you like, hey, John Legend, one song, that's it. We're just ordinary people, basically trying to figure things out. And then Life Jennings, I get the songs mixed up, but it's the song where it was
Is it Never Neverland or is it Must Be Nice?
Must Be Nice.
Okay, the one he's singing from a prison cell?
Yeah, Must Be Nice.
Yeah.
It's Must Be Nice. Life Jennings is underrated. And then there's a whole lot of other songs I could have got into. Stylistics came up. There was going to be my third song.
You Are My Everything.
You Are My Everything, and it was one more I had, but I'm not going to name it. But Stylistics had it. But literally, Valentine's Day playlist, it's a lot of songs we could have got into. Usher, Jodeci. It's a whole lot of songs we could have got into.
For sure, man. For sure. You could have said Luther Vandross, A House Is Not a Home. It's a million songs we could have said, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's Black History Month, man. I'm going to give y'all two, man, since it is Valentine's Day. This is going to be the Valentine's episode. It is the episode of love. So me and C's was in Augusta Cigar Lounge. Shout out to y'all for having us. We was playing chess. And in honor of our game of chess where I won 3-0, we had
two. Don't lie, nigga.
You
only had a few moves. Don't lie. Don't lie to the people.
We got Maurice Ashley, who is a Jamaican and American chess player who became the first grandmaster in chess. That is the highest ranking you can have in chess. And then, and I might butcher her name, we have Shamar Yisrael, who was born in America, so even though her name doesn't sound like it, she is an American black woman who became the first African American woman to achieve the rank of National Master, which is a level below Grand Master. And she actually um tied. She came to a draw with a white woman who is actually of the rank of Grandmaster. So she got serious skills, man. Chess is such a great, beautiful game. For those who love to play chess, shout out to MGH. Chess has so many components to what life is. So please go out there and study our history. And just like in chess, man, please don't make a move for today. Don't make a move for tomorrow. Please take the time to think steps ahead before you make a move, because you can't go back. Like when you make a move, that's the move you make, and the move you make today will affect stuff from 3 years from now. So please be smart, black people. In the words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
Mr. DJ Rose, Verkeezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.